basically deploying like a sample PHP application. It has a couple things going on. It's got a front end service, and it's got a Redis cache service working as well. There's a couple different nodes. There's like a master node and worker nodes for the Redis instance. And we're going to look at how to kind of like configure this in Kubernetes. And we're all just going to be kind of learning it together because I'm certainly not a Kubernetes expert, but it should be fun working through this together and kind of figuring out our sticking points along the way. And Googling where we need. Yeah, let's do it, right? Directory called Kubernetes tutorial. Definitely encourage you to just make a folder anywhere so we could just start making some files. And I actually already have a couple in here from last night. Tom was on here figuring this out with me last night. All right, cool. So we're gonna define some files, start up the Redis server, start up and expose our front end service, and do whatever cleanup means. Cool. Everyone's got Minikube. Everyone's got kubectl.
You black out the link.
Oh, is it not? Yeah, I got you.
Have you sent it or not?
I might have sent it a while ago. That might be the problem.
I see a bunch of them. Stateless application guestbook.
Oh, shoot. It's because I put it in pair programming. My bad. We're all in pair programming, too. Yeah. That's so funny. I didn't realize. Put it in. Awesome. So really similar to like Docker Compose, Kubernetes is configured by some YAML files. Very similar syntax. Quite a few things. Unlike Docker Compose, though, we definitely have a lot more things to kind of Google with this as we go through. But this is our general configuration file. So obviously, we're be for our this map. You can see we can just tell it we kind of want Redis. It's really what it's looking for. In fact, for the image, you can actually just buy Redis, which is just, I guess, shows for the Redis in deployments. I guess we get to allocate some CPU and memory to this, and the port of the container. Worth noting that this is not what it maps to on your localhost. But that's going to be the port that Kubernetes will recognize this at. Oh, hey, the code share for this?
You want a code share?
I mean, what do you think? I actually completely forgot.
Let's code share. It's better.
Yeah.
Ah, perfect. Okay.
I'll send out the link to the thing. So, in my
stops. So this is how I type. I use different combinations to make both.
That was me. We use an extension called LiveShare for VS Code that allows us to all edit the same file system.
Cool. Copy. I'm going to paste it in pair programming text chat. This is the link to actually join, like literally my Visual Studio Code. And then I'll let you guys.
Hello.
Oh yeah, hi.
Hey, Jatin.
I'll open up the terminal privileges as well.
Thank you. That's what's up. What happened?
Oh, nice. Thanks for coming, Emily. Fast. Tom, you guys at? Cool. We got Tom. I guess Matt's probably just having some trouble.
Yeah, is this
But
probably
we'll just kind
internet?
of get started there.
I had audio issues.
We're looking for you. Okay. So I'm kind of just right. We have like some command. That's pretty funny. You actually just steal the file directly from them. But let's see. Like not do that, right?
You're gonna try writing it from scratch.
No, let's just point to like our local file.
Reddy's mod deployment. Yeah.
Did you specify host or port? Need to do that. Oh no, is this a bug when I can see the whole thing? Oh, that's super annoying. Alright. This is B. I'm gonna start out by. Oh, no way. Dang, Tom, didn't we literally do this last?
What's going on?
Because Minikube isn't started? Is that it?
Yep.
I hope that's it.
Yep. There you go. You're good.
I forget about Minikube.
It worked after you started Minikube yesterday.
Cool.
You want to run your commands through the VS Code terminal?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna do. Okay.
Yeah, you good.
Okay, so that seems good to go. So now we can pods. Can you guys see the terminal
Yep.
in the code?
Yep.
Cool. You
Got
can
one
open it
pod
too.
there.
Yeah, yeah.
Here, sudo arm dash rf. Let's see if I can do it.
Come on. Top try Bing cuddle in there
I'm sorry?
in the term. Can you type like
Yeah.
Q cuddle get pods just so I can like make sure it's working for you guys?
Yep.
Cool. Our response should be like that. It is awesome. Now we want to get some logs from the pod, so I guess we got to copy and paste that pod name. Ooh, what's that?
Namespace.
Mm-hmm.
Namespace, nice.
Yeah, so oftentimes you'll have to like apply, like work within a namespace.
Hey, Emily, Ryan, and Jetton, feel free to type in. Is that okay, Ryan?
Oh, that's cool. So we got yeah, totally, please. And if we get the logs for this thing.
So because I was about to start typing something and you typed and it's just
This is hard.
eerie, like you're like, oh, okay, I shouldn't do anything.
Totally. Yeah, crazier than like pair coding. Okay, cool. So yeah, have a Redis master node doing its thing. Yeah, what's up?
So on your screen in the actual terminal, do you see it going up and down, like how much is visible?
Oh yeah, I did do that happening. It was weird.
That I'm controlling that.
You're controlling that? How?
Yeah. Based on how much of the screen I show.
That's wild. Nice.
Yeah. I think it's like the minimum number that's being shown because I can't do it above a certain point. So I think it's like whoever is showing the least is what gets shown. Or whatever. Oh, so we got the logs.
Yeah, cool. We got some logs. Right, bunch of Redis jargon. Server is now ready to accept connections on port 6379. Right?
Oh no, again?
That's the port we no, it's fine. That's the port we told it to expose or accept connections on. Cool. Oh, was that not the Redis master service? Create the Redis master deployment. So there's a difference between the deployment and the service. Wow. All right. I don't know. Yeah. The guest application needs to communicate to the Redis master to write its data. You need to apply a service to proxy the traffic Redis master pod. A service defines a policy to access the pods. Okay. So that's it, like summed up in there. A service defines a policy to access the pods. Interesting. Do we already have this file in here? Yeah, we do. All right, cool. All right, let's look at this thing. So PI, it's a service, metadata. All right. Redis master, was that the same as?
No, it's called Redis and service.
Yeah, I guess, but these two do have the same name, just deployment and one is a service. So there's okay distinction. They have the same name, but one is a service, one's a deployment. Our labels, Redis, the role is master, really similar kind of configuration between these two. Tier backend, not totally sure what that does. And some specifications. Except here we have ports and a selector. We didn't have a selector over here. Interesting. So it looks like we're mapping service port 6379 to a target port, which is the container port for our deployment 6379. Selector, app Redis, role master to your backend. Yeah, so this also has a selector. So I'm not totally sure what that is. So actually, I really want to check that out really quick. Kubernetes selector. this and deploy. Config. That might be too long of a Google search. Alright, I'm gonna Google this forever.
Google full skills.
Okay, cool. So we got this thing. We have our service now. Looks like a really similar kind of command here. Can I like break out of this? I gotta Control D. I'm for real.
Let me try. Oh,
Thanks, Tom.
it's not working.
Thanks for piling on.
Ah.
Alright, I'm just gonna kill it. Alright. Sorry, let me just make sure I can share this with you guys again. Let's make a share terminal. Alright, cool, you guys should have access to that. So now we're gonna apply license. We'll apply Redis master service. Servant Redis master. So did we do the deployment? Ah, crap.
I think we did.
Okay, so it must just be because I did this last night. I only did these two, so cool. So we'll get our services. Cool. We have our master. We have some general Kubernetes thing. Cool. Anyone lost so far?
Any questions?
Sure.
Yeah, we're gonna get lost for sure. So now we start Redis nodes. These like, I guess they do the heavy lifting. Redis master is a single pod. You can make it highly available to meet traffic demands. Replica Redis slaves. Okay, that's interesting. Deployment schedule based off of the configuration set in the manifest file. In this case, the deployment object specifies 2 replicas. If there are not any replicas running, this deployment would start the 2 replicas on your container cluster. Conversely, if there are more than 2 running, it would scale down until 2 replicas are running. All right, cool. That's why we want Kubernetes. It does cool stuff like that.
Hey Evan, this is Johnson. How are you?
Oh, hey Johnson, how's it going?
Evan, I don't know if it's just me, but you're going in and out, and it could just be my connection.
No, is it? I was
No, Jotin, I think it's Evan's connection.
Yeah, Tom, you hear me going in and out too?
Yeah.
Ah, that stinks.
So Evan, if you don't mind, again, just one more time, if you just give a brief overview. So you've got Kubernetes on, you've got the Redis, and you're now using the Redis slaves. Could you just talk just briefly for a minute about what you're actually trying to achieve and where you started, please?
Yeah, sure. Oh, yeah. We'll go back over this. So we're doing a tutorial. It's in channel 2, right here, deploying PHP guestbook application. So what we're doing is we're creating an example web application that is deployed with Kubernetes. And so this of a couple of Redis nodes. We're going to create a master node, then going to add a couple slave nodes, which are basically like backups in case the master node goes out. We're going to also start up a front-end service. This is going to be a PHP web application. We're going to just kind of expose the port for that so we can, to it our local host. And yeah, that's it. We're kind of just getting started with Kubernetes. We're just trying to deploy a simple application that's kind of already made for us, and we're just kind of learning the ins and outs along the way, and helping each other like debug it.
Thank you.
No problem. So, okay, cool. We're gonna jump back into it. Let me know if I'm like my connection is getting shoddy again. We can definitely go back over stuff.
Are you wired? No, right?
I am wired. Yeah, I don't have Wi-Fi on.
Oh, that's weird.
It's on the Spectrum internet. Just get bad at night. I don't know why. It's fine in the morning.
I know. It's like weird. Mine too.
So what I'm gonna do is just add a new one of these files. Redis slave deployment.yaml. Of course. I am shamelessly copying this over, so we don't bore ourselves to death.
That's okay. That's okay.
I tried to do the thing where we would type out all the configuration files, and everyone just started overriding me and copying and pasting, and so I definitely understand that.
Oh, yeah, it doesn't make sense. Well, what would be nice is deleting lines and seeing if it still runs. Right?
We had a lot of fun doing that. That's for sure. Okay, cool. So we'll kind of go through this configuration, see how it relates to the other deployment file. So we had our Redis deployment file here. Matt's already deleting stuff, I guess. So real similar, we have like some boilerplate stuff, except this one is called our Redis slave, but it also has the same label, which is app Redis. You'll notice that's exactly the same in this one. So cool, some spec. Selector, we were kind of looking for this, but we have an idea of what it does. We're saying this is a Redis app, except our role here is slave instead of master, and then it's also in our backend. It's a backend service, and so here we're saying that we want 2 replicas, right? We didn't say that here. We said we only wanted 1 replica. So this, make sure we have 2 running at all times. If only one is running, it's gonna make another instance, and if 3 are running for some reason, it's gonna cut to 2. Cool. There's a separate image, which is important to notice. It's just a Redis image. This one is a special like Redis image. Resources, requests. All right. Kubernetes handles DNSing for us. That's great. And then, is this one on the same port? It's on the same port. That makes a lot of sense because we want to replicate master service. And in order to do that, we need to be able to receive connection on the same port as the master service. Awesome. I think that makes sense. So now we're going to apply this, and this will probably give us something new because I have not applied this yet. So this is Redis sleeve. Cool. And now we get pods. This is kind of like, if you used Docker before, it's probably kind of Docker PS, where you just like, whatever images are running now.
Yeah.
So yeah, actually Docker, it's in mini Docker that's right now. Just to add up real quick. Get pods, and now we have 2. Which is 1. Or we have in total, I mean.
Any question, guys?
Looks good. I think it's pretty straightforward. So separate server to configure.
Why is there two different images instead of ready being like 2 of 2?
Dude, that's I was thinking. Yeah, I don't really understand. I wonder if I could find out.
If anyone know the question, the answer.
Between Redis master and slave pods. Replication. So yeah, they are just kind of two separate services all together, it looks like. When a master and replica instance are well connected, the master replica updated by sending a stream of command to the replica in order to replicate the effects on the dataset happening in the master side due to client writes, etc. So master is the master dataset, and it's writing to basically the slave pods, keeping them up to date with what's going on in it. So it sounds like they don't have as much going on. All they're doing is receiving stuff. They're not sending anything back to the master node. When the link between these breaks, because of network issues or timeout, the replica reconnects and attempts to proceed with the partial resynchronization. It will try to just obtain the part of the stream of commands it missed. Cool, it can do a full resync also. That's awesome. Cool. It's all kind of abstracted away for us, which is kind of nuts, but cool. So I'm just adding a new configuration file. It's also really funny that these files are YAML and not YML. I always see YML for Docker things, but the official YAML thing is that it's spelled YAML. That's what they ask you to do, but no one does that except Kubernetes.
You know what it stands for?
Yeah. Oh, is it yet another markup language or something like that?
Yeah.
Is it? Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
I'm wondering if it was one of those ones that are like recursive, like GNU is like GNU is not Unix, and then there's another example of that, but I forget. I thought that was like the craziest thing I heard for the first time. I don't know why, but it kind of blew my mind.
Not that except for certain.
So yeah, we're just gonna keep applying these babies. Look at this. We're all just Kubernetes experts already. All you gotta do is copy some code and apply. So again, just to go back over it, this is now the service connector. This is basically what lets the master and the slave nodes connect. And so we need to kind of like specify a service for that, and that's exactly what we're doing here. Right, service. Right, this is a Redis slave instead of Redis master. Real same stuff. Port, Redis slave backend. And so if we go back to maybe the Redis master service, right here we had Redis master backend. Cool. Oh, I didn't do apply.
There you go.
Cool. Anyone remember the service? Oh yeah, it's right there. Cool, looks about right to me. I really want to like break this down though. Like this is tough. How does this know that it's looking for a master node? Is that just kind of built into the image itself, like, or the pod? Like it's baked into the Redis slave image. It knows to look for a master image on this port. So everything has the same port so far. So yeah, I guess just that part a little confusing to me right now, where we don't know this is detecting what the master node is, besides the port, and probably the role. There's something. There might be something abstracted away in there. I don't know for sure. Are you deleting things? Oh yeah, that's what we'll find out.
Like, does Mets labels need to exist? Like,
Right,
every
right.
reference for slave/master need to exist.
Yeah, I don't know how much of it is just being like super explicit, um, or what, you know. So all right, cool. All right, so now we're gonna set up and expose the front end. This is the part.
Yeah, are we doing
super
the?
similar. Yeah, what's up?
Are we still doing the Instagram?
Yeah, but in order to, so what happened is that we were trying to build, you know, some fully realized application that had like a cache, that had a front end service, all these things we were trying to just do from scratch, and we had something working. We had like a reverse proxy, but what we had realized was that we can't like have a Docker Compose application and use it for like production level stuff. Like this kind of thing that we're doing right now is like, you know, at will replication is not available to us really when using Docker Compose. More of like a development tool in that way. But the whole reason we're going through the Kubernetes tutorial is so that we can, you know, we can learn how to build those like dynamic self-replicating services and apply that back to the other project that we were working on.
I gotcha.
Does that make sense? Does that sound like? Does that sound straightforward enough, or sound insane?
Sound very engineer.
A fraud. All right, cool. So now we're going to kind of see how this this front end service can connect back to everything else. So it's configured to the master service for write requests and the slave service for read requests. That's the thing. So it actually read from the master node only to the master node. Okay, that's awesome. So we can think of the like slave worker nodes as being like read only, and the master node is almost in a way write only. Cool. Cool. Front deployment.yaml. Cool. Let's steal this. Apply this guy. Cool. We've created the deployment. We'll go through this real quick, but I want to get to just like fucking around with it. Yeah, exactly. We need to like, you know, as we take this apart, we'll understand way more about it. It's also deployment. We give it the name front end now. An app, we say guestbook. I don't know. That sounds like it's not important then. Match labels, guestbook, okay. So maybe it's because we gave it those labels. Tier front end. And then this straight up just has 3 replicas. There's no like service and like worker service. We are just literally replicating the front end service up to 3. Okay. Template, metadata, app to guestbook, front end, you'll see that again. Seems really redundant almost. Spec, containers. So there's some container that I guess already exists that has the things that are needed to run PHP and communicate with Redis. So probably very common like front end thing. And then this is the exact image. So Google has some sample image that we're using for that. Cool, and this is going to be on port 80. So, cool. And then what they're also kind of trying to show us is that maybe like the whole reason we're adding some of these tags is so that we can do better queries when we're looking at all our pods. So if we get pods, this -L flag, it's kind of funny if they call it query. I would expect it to be like your query or something. So yes, guestbook, can't spell. So we're searching for an app, guestbook, and our tier is going to be front end. Cool. And can I want to select it? Oh, I have to put another L flag. Nice. Cool. Look at that. We have 3 front end services. Awesome.
Again, why is it 3 different ones and not 3 of 3? You know what I mean? What are you running? Oh, you're running. Hold on.
Now remember there were 3 replicas here. This is like only the front end service. So there's 3. If you just do get pods, we'll see all 6, I think. Yep, there they are. So we have our front end services, our Redis services.
Like an hour ago.
Oh, Lee's here.
Hey guys, sorry I'm an hour late. I've been moving. I'm a Jersey boy now.
Awesome.
Really?
Go Lee.
Wait, who was that? Is that Izzy or Emily?
It's Emily.
Oh, I'm so happy you were able to make it today. So sorry I was late. What did you guys do?
We're just running the Kubernetes tutorial.
Waiting for you, Lee.
Oh, Jonathan. When do you guys want to visit my apartment for the first time? There's like a nice park on the rooftop.
A park on the rooftop.
Yeah, like my building and 3 other buildings share a really nice rooftop park.
A
How
rooftop
about, like,
park.
The weekend
That's
after
awesome.
This coming weekend, anyone who wants to come, we can host a barbecue here.
That sounds good to me.
Okay.
Are you
Anyway,
serious?
Back to your stream. My bad.
That's all good.
Should I bring my Nintendo? 8-bits?
Oh my god, yes.
Okay, if Evan wants to play it, sure. I also have a Switch, so we can play like Super Smash Brothers or something.
Do you have GameCube controllers?
Yeah, of course. I have
Dude,
like
nice.
I have a bunch of old GameCube controllers. I got a free Wii when I was in college because I helped my friend scam her internship into like giving us a bunch of free stuff. Long story. I also got a free PlayStation 3 and all the associated games and stuff with it.
Internship at
so-
Nintendo.
No, it was an internship at Microsoft. She got a bunch of these like $10 off coupons for some company that she was supposed to give away, but I just like took them and got $10 off.
He gave them away
products
to you.
Yeah.
we got $10 off products that cost exactly $10, and then we returned all the products and got like thousands of dollars worth of store credit, and then we bought everything.
Lee, this is fraud.
It's not fraud.
This is fraud. Yes.
Oh, mind you, you're on live on YouTube, okay?
God.
You
Oh
just
my God.
incriminate yourself.
Jesus.
Gigantic box of $10 items. I walked back the next day, got a multiple $1,000 store credit, and then bought
I'm a fan of this. Don't let the
This
haters out
session
here.
is now being recorded and will
Oh
be
my
sent to
god,
Microsoft.
this is evidence. Yeah. Oh man,
What?
that's so funny.
Anyway, whatever. I just thought it was a good idea.
It's just a
It,
way.
it wasn't against the rule. The card didn't. There was no rules against it. There was literally like the store was totally fine with it. They knew what we were doing. Their rules enabled it.
Yeah, I think it's like New York State law. It's against it, not the store rule.
He's in Jersey now.
I'm
That's
just
okay.
messing with you, Lee. It's fine. Oh yeah, it's California. You're good, dude. Starts up. All right. Sorry, Lee. That was a funny story. Guys, is everyone still there?
Yep.
Did we all just get cut off?
Oh.
No, there was something weird. It was like,
Oh damn! Discord servers are blipping.
Yeah, I mean, it might just be my neck connection.
I doubt it. be
Oh no.
everyone's getting disconnected. I don't know.
Well, if you're still in like VS Code with me, starting up the front end service config. Oh. So we're gonna check this out. There's some front end service. These labels. This get in front end. These are just identifiers for querying. Oh, look, this is asking us to delete it. Comment or delete the following line if you want to use a load balancer. Oh, great, that's a nice next step. If your cluster supports it, uncomment the following to automatically create an external load balanced IP for the front end service. That's nuts. Okay. So then we also have a selector, app, and tier. We'll come back to this and try to make it work / break it after we just kind of get everything applied. All right. So this is the last thing. Let's just kind of blaze through this. Kubectl will apply. So this is front end service. Cool. And then, we can get the services. Viewing the front end service via node port. That was this thing. Type node port. So we're probably going to map this port 80 to something. Minikube service front end URL. Minikube service front end URL. And so we call that service front end. That's how our name is front end. That's how we're referencing it here, in case you're confused about that. Okay.
The table.
It gave me a nice URL, and here guestbook thing. So if I type test, Lee, hello world.
Hello?
Submit. Cool. So we are actually running a web application locally on Kubernetes, and it's doing stuff nice.
Yo, how come it didn't pop out here?
Sorry, what's up, man?
Oh wait, let me. Oh no, usually that page will pop out, but not today.
Is anyone else are you guys able to see Evan's screen? I just see black.
Yeah.
It's not working.
Did you
Wait,
click
what'd
on
you
this
guys say?
lecture?
It's definitely distorted.
Yeah, it's fucked up. Damn. Sorry, excuse my French. I have it running on pretty low quality. Is that why?
Yeah, we need better quality. We have like Harvard auditing the Madden Tom.
I can't do better than 720p, man. It's the best we can do. Alright, I switched it up to 30 FPS. Does it look better? It might just be my internet.
Solution boot camp. We have to show
Lee, you sound like the Terminator to me. Right?
Yeah, it does.
What?
I don't know. Maybe we're just abusing Discord or something. I don't know.
No, I got.
Also,
We're not doing anything
in a new
outrageous.
apartment. I don't know. Maybe like my apartment's above the clouds and the Wi-Fi doesn't reach the side.
Is those the type of internet that the building provides?
I think Evan's internet is the one in question here.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, this is why people buy entire computers to stream. They like set that out. Given I'm not streaming any video games here, I'll look into upgrading my internet though. Okay, cool. So we
Madden
have a
Common
service. Yeah, what's up?
Oh, I was gonna say Madden Com Incorporated should pay because it's like a work. It's like a work cost.
Oh, that's funny.
As soon as we start making money, we can talk about how it gets divided up.
Soon, guys. Very soon.
I'm just here
Cross
to
your
hang out.
fingers.
I wouldn't be doing it otherwise. I'd be doing something less productive. All right, cool. So I'm gonna comment out node port, and I'm gonna switch it to Luther, and so I'm gonna reapply this. So I'm gonna say kubectl apply my front end service now. Cool. So here, instead of like no update, if we ran this again, right, it would have said unchanged. And instead now it's reconfigured it basically. Cool. So now we're using a load balancer. So now if we want to get our front end, oh, get service, damn. Also, our external IP is pending. Interesting. Maybe I also need to redeploy. No. All right, yeah, that didn't change. Interesting. Any ideas? Copy the external IP address. Manifest with type. You'll need to find the IP address in your guest book. Is it still spinning up? To some Google Foo.
Yep.
According to Stack Exchange, if you're using Minikube, there's no load balancer integrated. You have to use node port.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Emily.
Hack.
Ah, so mad. Alright. Node port it is. Alright, so we'll reapply it. I just wanted to like demonstrate that we could change it. To do the service.
It looks like you can use Minikube tunnel, and that might help.
Cool. Yeah, let's do it. So we're gonna jump into that. I just wanna skip this real quick as well. Oh, Emily, is that you?
Yeah.
Sweet, sweet.
Uh-oh.
Oops, it needs to be run in a separate terminal window.
Okay, I can run it in the background. It's just Minikube tunnel?
Yeah.
Okay. I think it started. It hasn't like printed anything. Cool. We'll also change this back to load balancer.
Yep, it's moving.
Oh, sweet.
Wait, I thought there was
password? Is
no
it
load
just my
balancer.
password?
Let me try admin first.
Admin, you said?
Yeah.
Oh no, it says sudo permission. Oh, okay. Okay, interesting. I wonder if it's doing anything.
No, not yet. Oh, now it is. Wait.
Oh yeah. We have an external IP now. Nice. Thanks, Emily.
Oh, Edwin!
Cool. Awesome job.
And thank you, Emily.
Alright. What is going on?
Oh my
Edwin,
God, the
We
vice
missed like the
cranky.
whole show. So I had to play Valorant.
Word got around about how great Trilogy was, so some Harvard students wanted to join in.
What? Trilogy? Oh, here. Oh. All right, Edwin. We have
Oh my God, Edwin just
our
smoked
front-end
though.
scaled web application. What are you gonna do about it?
Is this the stateless version or the stateful version?
This is the Kubernetes tutorial version.
But the Kubernetes tutorial has both the stateless and the stateful. Are you still in the stateless part?
Yeah, we're in stateless. Yes, I didn't realize.
Yeah,
Where is
so
stateful? Oh, stateful. Huh.
it's at the bottom of the it's at the so if you finish this part then you'll actually start integrating the DB in this tutorial.
Oh, okay. So
But yeah.
stateful set. Pods, cluster DNS. Oh man, there's a ton of stuff going on here. And all right, that'll be fun.
Yeah, because right now you just have like the just the apps deployed, but yeah, the integrating the DB part is also an important part of it. But yeah, good job though.
Man,
Do we want to add logging and metrics to this thing?
your screen is
sounds pretty important. Actually, yeah, both of those things sound important.
Yeah, I guess we got those.
And then let's write a test to blow up the metrics.
Yes,
Let's send a couple thousand requests.
we're gonna write a Go application that just sends requests and overwhelms it.
Are we doing the guestbook stateless application tutorial?
Yeah, it's in Discord.
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna
Yeah,
scale the front end, so that's scaled up to 5. So now if I query front, do we have any of those? Damn, seriously. Oh, there it is. Nice. So now I have 5 front end services. Awesome. And then we can also scale it down. Probably best for my tiny computer. Okay, cool. So deleting the deployments and services also deletes any running pods. Use label to delete multiple resources on command. So you have to delete each deployment and service separately. Okay, cool. Cool. All right, so now we're just gonna quickly jump into adding logging and metrics. Is everyone down with that? We can take a break for 5 minutes or something.
Can we do this in Spanish?
What? No, I don't speak Spanish. I can't.
Next for Edwin. Edwin, vamos!
Oh man, I'm gonna grab some water. I'll be right back.
Wait, so can someone explain what's the difference for delete deployment versus delete service? What is the relationship between deployments and service? Is deployment like a running image and a no, that doesn't make sense.
It looks like the deployment is like it specifies the replicas that are in the back end, or yeah, it specifies like the Redis slaves, and the service is what is used to communicate between the Redis slaves and the master.
Okay, so those are like Kubernetes terms. So deployment is the slaves and service is the communication layer.
Who's typing on the terminal?
I am.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
It's fine. Oh, it was.
So you can have multiple deployments, but you define one service, it looks like.
What do you mean by that? Like, what is the service doing then? And by multiple deployment, you're not talking about multiple replicas, right? You're talking about like actual separate deployments. How are they governed by one service? Or like, what is the
So
service?
the deployments are the replicas. So each replica is an instance of the deployment.
Okay, yeah.
And the service is going to be the thing that like connects how things communicate, which I think is what Emily said.
Okay, got it. Yeah. Thanks.
That's
Sorry.
mostly just speculation. So yeah.
I'm trying to read this tutorial to like catch up with you guys. Sorry that I'm behind.
I did it.
No, it's fine. All we did was copy and paste all those YAML files and run apply for each one of them, and we learned that there are deployments and services. Each deployment needs a service so that basically the master and worker Redis nodes can communicate with each other, and so that the front end and Redis nodes can also communicate with each other. So each deployment needs a service so that it can communicate with what it's supposed to communicate with.
Do you launch the service before you launch the deployment replicas then? Is that the way it works now? See that?
We've been doing deployment and then service.
Okay. Okay, so it doesn't really matter. Cool.
All right, cool. I guess we'll like start adding logging. Is there anything we need to like go over? Is everyone good? Cool.
Then
oh,
I'm
yeah,
going to
also,
drop you off shortly, but thank you so much. This is very interesting. Thank you.
oh, yeah, no problem, John. I hope it wasn't, I hope it was useful.
Yeah, thank you.
See you, man.
How many files, like how much effort would it be? I already have kubectl installed. How much effort would it be for me to just like copy your current state so I can play along from here?
I would just like literally just go down this list and just like here, you don't even need to copy the file. We just copied it to look at it closer. It actually just gets the file from this web page. So literally just copy all of these apply commands and you'll be up to us in like probably 5 minutes.
So like kubectl apply are my favorite commands to copy. Right?
Yeah, just copy all the apply commands. Exactly. Awesome, go Lee. Okay, cool. So we'll hop forward real quick. Cool. So we're building on this. Oh man, all right. Lightweight log, metric, and network data open source shippers, also known as beats. That's cool. From Elastic, the company, are deployed in the same Kubernetes cluster as the guestbook. Okay, the beats themselves collect, parse, and index the data into Elasticsearch. Cool. So that you can view and analyze the resulting operational information in Kibana. Okay. This example consists of the following components: running instance, which we have on a load balancer, Elasticsearch and Kibana. So we don't have these yet. We don't have file beat. We don't have metric beat, and we don't have packet
beat.
Okay. Wow. All right. So these basically do logging for us. That's cool. And they're called beats. I also really like that. So our objective, we're going to start up the guestbook, which we have running already. We're going to install kube state metrics. Not sure what that is. Create a Kubernetes secret. Cool. Deploy the beats. I guess they need this secret to communicate. So other people can get those logs. View dashboards of your logs and metrics. This, we'll try to do this part, but if this is not useful to us, we'll see how much is involved. Cool. So we have a Kubernetes cluster. We have kubectl, Minikube. This is just going over running deployment of that. Yep. A running Elasticsearch and Kibana deployment. Running Elasticsearch and Kibana deployment. Whoa, wait, go back. You can use Elasticsearch service in Elastic Cloud. Run the Decca files on your workstation or servers, or the Elastic Helm charts. Okay, I don't have Elastic Cloud. Or the Helm charts. And Lee, you're an expert about this, right? These Helm charts are designed to be a lightweight way to configure our Docker images. All right, I don't know if we'll learn to use Helm.
What? I can't even run the first command.
Do you have the dependencies installed?
Wait.
Do you have Did you start Minikube?
Is that do I have Minikube or do I have like normal Kubernetes? Isn't Minikube?
No, it's two different things.
Like the Docker image that
I can run
runs on.
Kubernetes. I can run kubectl. I don't think I've launched it. Maybe like kubectl, the command works.
You gotta write but make sure you have to start Cube first. So you literally type Minikube start and hit enter.
No, I don't have Minikube.
Just do pipstall
Maybe I
Minikube
should
then.
download that separately. Isn't
You
like
you can brew install it.
Oh yeah, it's Brewstall, I'm sorry.
Just brew install Minikube and you're good to go.
So what's the relationship between Minikube and like kubectl or Kubernetes?
I guess we could take a closer look at it, but it seems to me like it just pretends to be something that you can run a cluster on. Makes it easy to run Kubernetes locally, runs a single node Kubernetes cluster inside a virtual machine on your laptop.
It's just a joystick, think that way.
For development.
Okay, well, my Wi-Fi is not the fastest right now, so you guys should not listen to me in any way.
It's okay.
Oh no available formula for mini. Oh, I probably am spelling it wrong. It's probably Minikube with a K.
It is, yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
Okay, what were you guys? You were asking me. You think that I know about something?
Oh yeah. There's a Helm chart for Elastic, and you were talking about Helm.
Oh, I love Helm. Yeah. Where's the? Okay, let me look at your tutorial. No, I don't see Helm in your tutorial. on the guestbook tutorial. Like the word Helm doesn't show up at the stateless application guestbook page.
Damn.
Are you looking at a different page?
Figure out. I'm just trying to figure out what I need to do for Elasticsearch.
Oh, I mean, well, using Helm is probably like a very optional, not required thing for like unless.
Yeah, but it seemed like one of the easier ways to do things.
Oh, it's just one of the more. It's just a more engineering structured like way of doing like DevOps management.
That's why I say joystick.
Wait, what's joystick?
No, Minikube is like I think it's a joystick, right? To. Never mind.
All right, whatever. I guess we'll just start this. I just don't know where you're supposed to actually do the Elasticsearch configuration itself. A node group from the Elasticsearch Helm chart. A single Elasticsearch node, 2 Elasticsearch node running VMs or on physical hardware. Alright, whatever, let's just start doing stuff. Sorry for the delay. Forget about that. So, do not perform the cleanup. Good, we didn't do that. Add a club binding. I have no idea what this is. Creates a cluster level role binding so that you can deploy kube state metrics and the beats at the cluster level in kube system. Alright, I'm gonna shamelessly copy this. Just that. Oh, user, your email associated with it.
Copy it out, Evan.
And now maybe it's mine. Cool. It's a simple service that listens. So we don't actually have this installed. Okay. So we're going to, what we did was we cloned a repository. We applied it. And we then grep for the pods. If you're wondering what git clone and then at the end does, it creates a new directory to store whatever it cloned in there. Wow, there's a ton of stuff in here. So create a directory, it applied from that directory directly. And now it's just spazzing out, trying to grep for the thing.
Can we see the standard file? What is in a file that lets you apply it and have it directly? I don't even know. Like,
no, it's like, well, Lee, you missed the first half of the tutorial.
Yeah, he's not sharing.
There?
You want to copy and paste?
So real quick, we have, I guess, good thing to go back over anyway.
My bad.
No, it's all right, man. So remember I said each deployment needs a service? So this is our front-end deployment file. They're all YAML configuration files. And this is the front-end service file. So our deployment and our service. So this is basically what we're configuring when we're trying to do some new deployment. And this is the actual file that we're applying So it has some image, and then really everything else is just kind of listing and configuration. We have a name front end. That's how we're referencing it. Replicas.
You ran a file that didn't have this name. It was called like what was it called, standard or something? This is the name of the thing that you just ran the apply command.
You were asking about that specifically? Yeah, sure. So let's go look at it. Cube state metrics, standard.
Okay, so it's a directory that has a bunch of YAML files in it.
That's what it looks like.
Okay. And so each of those YAML files defines either a service or a deployment, and I assume it just launches like each of them.
Yep. So it looks like it runs literally all of these because it references the directory directly, and it sounds like by referencing the directory, it means just run all of these configuration files.
Okay, that was what I was confused by. I've never seen that.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, same. I didn't realize. Thanks for pointing it out. So these are roles. We don't really know about roles yet, so I don't want to get hung up on it. But we should be able to recognize these YAML files. They do look similar. Awesome. And this is for our cube state metrics service. Cool. Cool. That's just like a health check. Is someone writing something? No. Definitely there. Awesome. I guess we'll. Could not resolve the host github.com. Really? Your terminal? Oh yeah, I guess that's why. That's so weird. Just give it a sec. We're cloning some stuff. We're in the Elastic examples GitHub repo. Okay. Wants us to change directory. And we want to create a Kubernetes secret. All right, so this is where Elasticsearch slows us down. as it's really easy if we use a managed service. Alright, so this is apparently way easier with Elastic Cloud. Of course, that's how they make money. I could see if we could do a free trial. Oh no. Alright, what's the other thing? Elasticsearch Helm chart. How do we do that? Lee, how do I use this Helm chart? How to use a Helm chart?
Wait.
Oh, don't worry about it. I'm Googling it.
Yeah, sorry. I'm looking. I'm still unpacking, trying to find the box that has my power cords.
It's okay.
You're so funny.
Okay, let me just backpedal real quick. So we kind of hit a wall here where we need to have Elasticsearch set up in some way as its own service. So we can either use their cloud managed service, which you can do a free trial or something. It's not. It may end up costing AWS credits or something. Let's just maybe quickly figure out how to run this, set up Helm, and use a Helm chart, which seems to be a quick way to get something up and running. Only thing is we have to install some new stuff if we want to do that. Can I just brew install this thing? Do we need Kubernetes Helm? Chill.
Hey, after we're done with like this next step, which I guess will take quite a few steps, I guess. Like whoever wants to hang on, Emily brought up the idea of us restarting the old like ML meetup group, but remotely, where we go through some like ML implementation. So like, you know,
Yeah,
Emily,
do you want to hop over to that?
no, wait, but like I don't want to distract from like I think myself.
I need to install and figure this stuff anyway. Oh, I'm
Yeah,
sorry, you're just
no,
proposing the idea. Okay, my bad. Go.
No, Yeah. And your thing is more exciting right now.
I mean, I'm down to do whatever. And if you guys want to start doing it more over time, like I'm down to do more machine learning.
Me too.
Really, you haven't done a lesson yet, so that's not all you can.
The only reason we're doing what Evan wants to do is because Evan's the one doing all the lessons.
I was the one that helped. Like, I was all about this idea initially.
You were, yeah, I know.
Remember when I said Evan's idea?
This is what I feel like doing today.
That was actually what happened. Was I suggested this to Evan? He said maybe that's a kind of good idea, and then I was like, oh, Evan had this great idea. Let's do that.
Oh man.
Yeah.
No. I mean, I'm curious. How would you want to structure those? Like, if it was like a follow along Jupyter Notebook kind of thing, that'd be really cool. What do you think?
Collab or something, probably.
Hey guys, I'll be right back.
Probably like,
Yeah,
know,
sure.
we either like watch lecture videos or read paper and then discuss and then iteratively like discuss and implement. I mean, I did quite a few of these with like my NYU friends. I think you were only there for like the lecture, like you were there for like half of or a third of a CS224N series, right?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, it should be reasonably smooth because there's no like headache for anyone to like install anything on their computers because usually we'll just need like TensorFlow or PyTorch and everything just works.
Yeah,
And
sounds good.
so, like, code sharing is way easier. Like it wouldn't be hard for me to like share someone the code and have them like get 100% up to speed, or like and everyone knows like what papers we've read and stuff like that.
That sounds really good. Yeah. I don't know how interested I am in reading papers, but if it's related to lessons, I will read them.
Yeah. I mean, that's why whenever it's like reading, it's only like a incredibly influential paper that we're recreating usually. Because otherwise I just like skim or watch videos about. I don't read that many academic papers either.
Cool. Yeah, it sounds like a good idea.
I think Emily had some suggestion of generating music, I think. But then
I looked into generating music, and that looks like it'll take a lot of memory and time to train. But this one paper I saw, it's called Sketch RNN, and it's like it's basically like generating drawings in the style of like the training data, and like Google used to have.
Is that required training via CycleGAN?
No, it's I think it's a sequence of sequence.
Oh.
BAE.
Okay, so.
Send you an email about it if you want to like look at it.
Oh, sorry, I haven't been really on my computer that much. Oh yeah,
No
you did.
worries. I just sent it.
Nice.
Ago.
Chocolatey.
Or you guys can help me with my video game.
It sounds like it.
I need lots of help. Lots of help.
I mean, if you ever want to hop on and program, I'm down to like hang out and do it.
Yo, that's what we did this weekend. Wait, yo, check this out. Download my literally Chrome extension this weekend, and it's amazing. And you can get it now, and it's going to be approved for the Chrome Web Store soon. And it's everything you always wanted.
$9.99.
Nah, it's free as heck. And open source. Wow. Nah, but I wouldn't have been able to work on that with my limited JavaScript knowledge, so thank you, Matt.
Yeah, I mean, I had a lot of fun.
Yeah, I'm sorry guys, I'm still trying to figure out how to kind of reference this thing.
I'm almost done with my dinner, and I need to catch up with the rest of the tutorial.
So right now I'm trying to add a Helm chart from a GitHub repo. I don't really know how to do that.
I don't even know what a Helm chart even is, so.
Barely me either.
Okay, it's very basic. When you define like YAML files for deployments of systems, you're probably going to say like, okay, this many replicas of this service, you know, this whatever. You're going to define a lot of things, right? And if you want to like upgrade or downgrade your deployment, you're going to have to like manually make a bunch of changes to your config files and redeploy, right? So Helm is honestly just a programmatic way of defining that. So you can define like variables, and those variables can be used throughout your deployment config files. So let's say, like, whenever I want to ramp up my service, I want to like multiply the number of replicas of all of my services by like a factor of 2. So you can just pass in a multiple of 2, and then it ramps everything up. And that way, like, let's say, the argument is like, what if you were to leave the engineering team, and now if they want to ramp up or down a service, they don't know like what should they change and what should they leave the same? Or like, for instance, at the end of the holidays, you want to ramp down to like normal deployment. You just like, it's not an engineering system in order to ramp to like change deployments. It's sort of like this manual adjustment thing. Helm makes it an engineering system. Right? You pass in variables instead of changing config files.
Cool.
I think it's mainly for like if you have really complex deployments though, so I don't know why your tutorial, Evan, requires you to use Helm. That's why I was protesting.
Well, because you either use Elasticsearch Cloud or you need to start Elasticsearch on your...
But why can't you either do one or the other manually? Why is Helm helpful?
Because that's one of the 3 options to run Elasticsearch. Or the Elastic Helm. How does it work? How do I actually get a chart out of this repository? Chart.
Data engineering is so boring. Time for video games.
Oh,
Data engineering.
be nice, Edwin.
No, but yeah, I just need to get the runtime scripting done, and then I need lots of help.
Let's do next week. Let's do video games with Edwin.
We'll install games, whatever engine. If
But
it will work on it.
I'm the only one who's willing to gamble my career on it. Everybody else is like, nah, I'd rather do more data stuff. I'm like, what the? Come on. It's all about video
Edwin,
games.
we all want to gamble our career on video games. That's like a gaming layer, right?
Play video games and then develop them, just so we're on the same page.
You too, Matt?
Disable Helm charts, maybe.
Edwin, I think let's just do a like code along with your video game stuff next week. Honestly, why not? Like we're right now watching Evan like try to install it.
I'm having a great time here. God, what the hell? Why does no one just read me how to do it? People.
No, they
Why do they want to make it difficult?
No, it's easy if you use the cloud service, but that's why they want you to pay. But I think it's easy if you use their cloud, the Elastic Cloud.
Yeah, I was able to use
It's super
Helm.
easy. Yes, it is super easy, but I don't want to. It costs money. If I could just spin it up, why am I going to pay them? I'm sure they deserve the money, but
Yeah, like I would not recommend paying for it either, but But the good news is that all the commercial game engines are free.
Dude, get out of here.
Publishing on Steam is free too. Everything is free. Except if you make more than $1 million. But if that happens, I think you have.
Wait, what the fuck? So if your game makes like $500,000, Steam doesn't take a cut?
Well, I'm not sure about Steam, but in terms of the engine, like using the Unreal Engine, yeah, they're not going to take a cut if it's.
Oh, okay. Steam, well, I'm sure take an enormous cut.
Of course they do, Edwin.
No, but the Epic Games, Epic Games makes Unreal, and you can also publish on the Epic Games storefront instead of Steam, and I don't think they will take like a cut.
Well, no one will ever see it unless you publish it for free.
I think they ask you at the beginning.
I'm not sure. I have to look more into. I mean, I'm not even worried. If you're worried about making a profit from video game, I think you're in a good grade yet. You don't have to worry about it.
I heard that you were in a rush to sell out.
In order for somebody to take a cut, you actually have to make money first. That's the.
Your game looked pretty good already, right? You shot the fireball and your mana went down.
10%.
The marketing team, the development's already good enough.
10% of 0 is still 0.
Edwin, you just need like a marketing collaborator. I think your game looks great.
Yeah. Where's Mustafa?
Which one?
No,
The
that really
one
work?
with the job as a salesman. You know, he's quitting his job as a salesman pretty soon. He's gonna become a engineer. He needs to get a good enough engineering job that he doesn't have to take a big pay cut because I think he makes a lot of money as a salesman.
Oh, he got a job? Good for him.
No, he didn't yet. He needs to learn distributed system development from Evan, and then he can get a good senior.
What the heck?
Look the pressure, Edwin. I mean, Evan.
What was the next thing in that stupid Helm tutorial?
I'm sorry, guys. I'm having dinner.
Okay, so what came after Helm Pull? Why is their website so big? Like, why are the words so big?
I'm gonna guide you.
Helm Pull. Identify location, fetch, repo, string, untar the chart after downloading it. Is it like... Oh, it is. Okay. Oh wait, it's because I put it there. So what the heck is Helm charts is like? It literally just pulled the web page. That's really funny. Oh my god. Oh. Helm. Quick start guide. Yes. We have Kubernetes, install Helm. Yes. We tried this. Well charts. So maybe if I just do Helm install. Helm install stable. Elasticsearch. Did I type this incorrectly? Helm install stable / generate name. Okay. Oh my goodness. Helm repo add.
Where's the HTML page? Let me file.
Okay, as long as Evan's playing around with this, let me distract you guys for a second. I think to attract all of our like attention and interest these days, and to like for this group cohesion, like a good framework for finding a machine learning project would be something that's not only like fun and like a novel direction, but also like corporate and meaningful kind of. So one of the topics that I'm looking at is like quantizing neural networks. So instead of using these big floating point numbers, there's research that uses like really small numeric representations, and that way like inference costs can be much cheaper, which is big in a lot of like engineering spaces, even if scientists don't always care about it. But the main reason why scientists care about it is even if engineers want to use like lower floating point representations of their neural networks, it doesn't work unless the scientists can like train representations that work at that specificity. So anyway, there are papers and networks in that domain that look interesting. Give an example.
Also down to do something that has no business value. If there's like something absurd that you want to do that sounds fun too. I don't want to pressure you into making it have business value or whatever.
No, I don't know. I like doing stuff that's relevant occasionally. I mean, Emily's idea looks pretty fun. I'm not sure about.
I think the music thing sounded super fun.
So the music thing will not be fun for sure. The problem with music generation, I talked to one of my friends about like I've worked in similar spaces before. I talked to another friend of mine who wanted to join us, and she's like an NLP researcher, and she's like, I would love to join again, but like music generation is just, all you're doing is using a GAN the GAN just needs to generate something that's like realistically sounds like music, similarly to what it has seen before. And training GANs is just, it's such a big trend in research, it's so not fun. Because none of the engineering is reliable. A lot of what researchers are doing is just like manually inspecting results and like tracking checkpoints, and like if something goes wrong, you just go back to a checkpoint when the results were looking less bad, and then just like re-randomize and hope that it starts making improvements. It's just like a really unpleasant process, even when you have like the final state-of-the-art version. That's your training process. It's
Gotcha.
not pleasant. there's a lot of researchers who are even like calling out like, I'm a researcher in this space, and myself and everyone else are doing this horrible shit, and we need to start like giving more like meaningful papers on the space. But everyone can call out the group of we all need to give more meaningful papers in the space, but no one is.
Okay.
It's just not fun. I would just like strongly recommend against something
So
that
would
to train. But the sketch drawings might be feasible. I'm not really sure how.
Oh, holy shit! I think that worked. Oh my god. Yeah. What about the drawing thing though? That would be the same like GAN problem.
I mean, it's a way lower dimensional problem, so I don't assume that it's going to be this like huge nightmare. I really don't know. I assume the parameterization of a drawing is like of a sketch drawing is like a pretty low representation of like each individual stroke is like a pretty low dimensional. Like it has a start point, it has a color, it has like a curvature. I haven't looked into it that much, but I don't think it would be that much of a nightmare. Actually, Emily, do you know the paper you cited is like 3 years old? Is there like newer papers on the subject?
I'm not sure. I didn't look into newer papers. I picked this paper because other people who are not the authors have also implemented it in like PyTorch and Keras. And there's also like GitHub issues discussing how long it takes to train. So given that you were concerned about GANs and how like finicky they were, I thought the fact that other people have been able to implement this paper is like pretty promising. The paper itself like looks pretty hard to implement though, but I guess the fact that other people have done it is comforting.
Yeah, it's it's like a very low dimensional representation, right? Your representation is going to be like a small number of strokes. So like you're not going to run into the problem that you have in GANs where your representation is like this, almost infinite dimensional song that you're trying to model. Right? Most of the problems with like the GAN instability is just the like enormous dimensionality of the output that you're trying to generate. Anyway, I think Evan had a breakthrough. I mean, I continue looking at ideas.
No, I don't know. I'm still not in a place where we can continue this tutorial. So
Make the GAN and also use GPT and like make music and dialogue for my video game. I like that.
Wait, Emily, what do you know about the music stuff though? Like,
I was like, so Google has this library called Magenta that does the music generation, and so when I was reading into like the older Magenta blogs, that's how I found Sketch RNN. So Magenta is like a research project that's using ML to create art and like visual art and music. I think the issue with like music is that like the data sets are really large. You just have to download like very large number of songs, and so I like tried to start on my own, and I didn't have enough memory on my computer to even like download the training data.
Oh, well, that's a fun engineering problem, right? Have you ever had to like dynamically like load data on and off your computer and like doing like batches of training updates? So if that was the big problem with training for music, I would say for sure let's do it, because that's just like a fun problem to have to.
yeah, that sounds kind of fun.
But I don't think that's the big problem.
Yeah, I don't remember like what the papers were actually using. I think they also are like music generation is much more computationally expensive. Like of the papers I read, people would be using like 8 computers at a time instead of like one laptop. Like no one really talks about training on like a single laptop, which made the project less appealing to me.
But if we want like a summary of moderately modern music generation, I think there was I think it was like 2/3 of a lecture from CS224N was like a bit of the lecture was about attention mechanisms or relative attention mechanisms, and then they went into like specifically designing it for music generation. I think that was one of the later lectures in this most recent CS224. I think it was 2019 from Stanford.
Gotcha.
Emily, did you watch that series or?
No, I haven't. I haven't taken that many machine learning classes like outside of school, and when I was in school, I was not like super interested in like I guess deep learning or like taking graduate machine learning classes. But now that I'm out of school, I'm like more interested in building something that like creates art. So I guess like I haven't taken that many machine learning classes.
Oh, cool.
Okay, are you specifically interested in something like art generating? I assume because the two ideas were like both related to art to some degree.
That is what I'm more interested in, but I think like just working on a longer term like ML implementation project would be interesting to me either way.
What is this beats thing? We also need Kibana to start. Okay. These guys aren't up yet.
Hey, Evan.
Yeah.
Let me know when you're done so I can stop streaming.
Yeah, you could probably stop. I'm pretty much just trying to figure out stuff for the next time we do this now.
Oh, no, that's okay.
That's all, folks.
Matt, can I stop streaming?
So, okay, let me propose 2 other topics. So one of the other topics that I've never done well is aspect sentiment analysis. So like sentiment analysis is the really boring thing that Jotin would talk about, which is you take in a sentence and you decide like, is this like positive or is this funny or whatever. Mm-hmm. Aspect sentiment analysis is you take in like a blurb and you say like, oh, this chef is being reviewed as positive, or you sort of identify like who is the blurb addressing and what is their sentiment towards that either entity or that whatever.
Separately, like as what is this blurb like as 2 separate things, or do you try and figure out that the sentiment is about that person?
Yeah, it's one output, right? So your output would be like you have a bunch of blobs of text and you label each of them, and within each blob of text you can label okay, this entity is being reviewed by like this, is they're saying he's funny, the food they're saying tasted bad. Like a common example is for maybe like e-commerce reviews, you'll say like, okay, this guy is reviewing the packaging as negative, but the product as positive. And it's a big field. It's called aspect sentiment analysis. I think it's a little bit complicated to implement, and even after you do the ML implementation, like you need to sort of customize it to be like, let's say, when I built this in the past, it was pretty not valuable because the representation I built, I couldn't aggregate. Because you would want to, like, when I built this for PepsiCo, for instance, I needed to, I didn't have time to build it such that I could aggregate, like, okay, on a high level, show me all of the shipping related, like, comments and, like, show me the tags of what are they saying about the shipping or about the, like, packaging. Or, like, show me the comments about what are they saying about the flavor. So being able to group the representation, the aspects that are being evaluated. I didn't build that, and probably I need to add it to my skill set as a data scientist, and so that's. And another thing that could be valuable is like you guys remember, or some of you might. How many of you met Andy? Oh my God,
none of us.
Andy, right?
Nobody met
He's your imaginary friend.
What?
He's your
None of us
imaginary
got to
friend.
meet Andy.
Literally none of you.
No,
Anyway,
we
so,
heard of him
you know,
obviously, but
My
never met him.
old intern from PepsiCo is now leading Amazon AI research. Their AI research lab in Shanghai, and so like his main research there is on, and they're open sourcing like a lot of his work is on like graph convolutional networks. So it's about learning relationships between things. For instance, like driving times. Like for Uber to estimate like driving times, it's not about like you can't say like from every street corner to another street corner is just one driving time, because the whole path, like depending on where you came from, the distance will be different probably, and depending on the time of day and all these other things. And so the idea of graph convolutional networks is you sort of attend from one node in a network or in like a connected graph, in like a, let's say, directed acyclic graph. Or not acyclic, but a directed graph to another node, and you estimate the like drive times between the two. And anyway, that's the field of graph convolutional networks, separately from convolutional networks. And so, if we wanted to work in that space, like I've worked in that space in the past. I'm sure none of you have. If you guys feel it would be valuable, that could be a thing that we like do a project implementing something. And then it might be fun. We might be able to like call Andy for a video chat and like talk to him about our project if we're interested.
That's pretty cute.
That'll be awesome.
I mean, honestly, I think what works is getting someone who's like really interested in whatever we're going to implement and then just doing it, right? So if you're like super into it, I think that's enough to get it off the ground and started.
Yeah, Lee, I'll literally anything in machine learning. Like, I haven't had much ML exposure since leaving Pepsi.
You had much ML exposure at PepsiCo? What do you
Well, I don't know. You don't always have like 6 or 7 data scientists sitting under you. I don't know. At bigger data science environments, really not.
You rewrote my supply chain code, right?
Well, yeah, sort of. It didn't really work, but I at least sat around data scientists, so I would like.
Yo, you
literally
cleaned the
pick their
data,
brains all the
man.
time. That thing did not work, Lee. I don't know.
It worked when I wrote it.
broke it. Sure, I broke it, but I didn't know how to fix it. That's for sure.
Oh my god, I'm so embarrassed. That's okay. You can teach me all of engineering.
So I'll literally do whatever ML thing you want to do.
Yeah, just work on it.
Okay, Emily, what do you think? You're the one that's newest out of a data science program. We're all old now. Over the last year, all of us sort of became old, I feel like.
Well, Emily, you see what you signed up for.
I'm looking at aspect-based sentiment analysis, and it looks like a bunch of the papers are using BERT, or either using BERT or training their own word embeddings on Wikipedia data.
We could use a pre-BERT representation. This is true, like any NLP, or we can just use BERT, right? It can just be a very specific application of BERT, but yeah.
I think the graph-based CNN would be more interesting. If we, like, I don't know what data we would train it on, but, like, I feel like it's not as exciting if we're building off BERT.
Okay, let me see if I can find an example. One of the examples of, I don't know, we're not recording this, right?
We are.
Examples that I know Amazon
Lee, we
is,
are.
like, oh, we are still recording this?
Yeah, I'm gonna end now. Just give me 1 second. 1 second.
Okay, I can give you guys an example once we're not recording.